Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Office Hours with the Professor. As always, I'm your host, William, the Professor Collis. And basically, as always, I'm going to say that this week's Office Hours is a little bit different or unique. I feel like I say that every week. But a story that I think deserves celebrating. And a story that I think deserves celebrating for a relatively straightforward reason, but one that I think is very important for esports and our industry. So let's get right into it. What story did I pick this week? And I think it's probably going to surprise you. I picked a story actually I bumped into in Sports Business Journal. They had an article, Grubhub's Feeding Frenzy Feasted on Fans. And that has to do with the fact that Grubhub was very pleased with the results of their Feeding Frenzy marketing campaign that they hosted in conjunction with the LCS. Why did you want this to be your office hour story? And the answer is because sometimes, guys, it's about the basics and doing the basics well. And I really looked at this Feeding Frenzy promotion that Grubhub executed, and it really just looked like the basics of marketing done well for esports. And I thought that was worth calling out. That not every major marketing event in games and gaming has to be some renaming of a team or some multi-year epic partnership. That sometimes just good, basic marketing activation holding to some simple principles can have great results. And I think that's what we saw with the Feeding Frenzy at Grubhub. So you might ask, okay, William, what is the basic stuff that they did? Well, let me tell you. Under this Feeding Frenzy banner, they played some games of League, right? And get it, feeding, ha ha ha. So they had some tenuous connection to sort of games and gameplay. They ate some food. For example, there was a chicken wings eating competition. They paired these broadcast activities with events taking place at the tournament itself. And they paired all of this with sort of general consumer activation opportunities, like a promo code for free delivery, free wings through Buffalo Wild Wings, different things like that. And all of this was undergirded by consistent, prominent Grubhub branding. It pops up everywhere. You can't miss it, whether it's a delivery bag on a caster's desk or, a pinned announcement on YouTube. It's pretty clear who is sponsoring this, why, and what it's about, food delivery. And that's what I loved. That's what I loved. It's just wonderful to see an esports activation that is pretty much basic marketing done right and done well. And I think the lesson here, as I said up front, is it's no wonder in my mind that Grubhub saw some good results here because they hit the basic block and tackling of marketing over the head. They had multiple touch points for the consumer, a clear call to action about what you're going to do, aka order with Grubhub and a promo code, clear branding to reinforce everything, and enough of a tie to the events and the product itself that it didn't feel forced, right? No one's saying this is the most clever marketing campaign of all time, right? There's not some amazing gimmick or surprise celebrity. This is just a great piece of fun, basic marketing done well. And I thought that needed to be celebrated. And I think more companies need to remember that you can activate in esports in a low touch or traditional way. But when you do it right, do it like Grubhub. So that's this week's story. I give it a solid B+. Sorry, Grubhub, it's not an A because, we do want to save those for some of the really crazy out-of-the-box stuff. Because obviously, if you can do something really innovative, that is worth celebrating. That is something you should push for. But this is a great B+ story. It's great traditional marketing, and I was super happy to see it done well in esports. So thank you for joining this week's episode of Office Hours, and I'll see you all next week.